results continue to come in after Tuesday's midterm election. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Vanessa Pang. Here in Orange County, incumbent Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez faced her toughest opponent yet in Republican Assemblyman Van Tran.
I want to thank all of my very, very hard volunteers. Where are you? Make some noise. Woo!
Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez came out to thank her supporters on election night. The crowd at the promenade of the Santora building was excited to show their solidarity with the Congresswoman and followed her wherever she went. And so did the media. We had a race of our own, nabbing an interview with her. A mariachi band kept up a festive mood, and Loretta's mom, Maria, thanked her daughter's supporters. Early in the night, returns showed that Sanchez and Tran were neck and neck, with Sanchez only ahead by 1%. Sanchez told her supporters not to worry, because here in Santa Ana, some polling places got switched. There was a lot of confusion, so a lot of provisional ballots were cast.
The registrar of voters thought that there would be a lot of turnout in Santa Ana and they're big precincts. So he thought, in order for there not to be long lines, that he would divide the precincts and make new polling places.
That means voters went to the wrong polling sites. So poll workers took provisional ballots from them. It happened to Marcos Cortez, a Santa Ana resident.
We walked in there because I normally vote there all the time, and all of a sudden I turn on my page and I'm going like, oh my God, I'm going to the different direction. And where is it? So I had to turn back.
Sanchez says those provisional ballots will make a difference in the total count.
It's very possible that tonight our total will be lower than our opponents, but by the time everything gets counted, we'll be up.
As of 2 a.m. Wednesday morning, with all precincts reporting, Sanchez had 51% to Tran's 42.1% of the vote. If Sanchez remains the incumbent, she will be the only Democrat out of 5 congressional representatives from Orange County. Loretta Sanchez's opponent, Van Tran, spent election night at his campaign headquarters here in Garden Grove, where reporter Denise Traw tells us his supporters were watching the progress of their fellow Republicans.
The mood was upbeat here at Assemblyman Van Tran's election party at an old Blockbuster video store on Harbor Boulevard. The crowd watched Fox News and reacted to how GOP fortunes were turning. The Tran-Sanchez race could have national significance, given the Republicans' attempt to regain control of the House, which they succeeded in doing. Though he was trailing in the polls early Wednesday morning, Tran is still confident he can win this race.
Tonight, we're going to take it back however long it takes.
Assemblyman Van Tran says the race is going to be too close to call tonight, but told his supporters to hold out hope for the late absentee ballots that traditionally go Republican.
It's going to be up and down through the night, but the late absentees belong to us. I guarantee you that.
Newly re-elected Garden Grove Unified School District Vice President Lan Nguyen said that no matter which party is in power, they have to work together to ensure the country's well-being.
They had to compromise with each other. They had to learn how to work with each other, because in the next 2 years, the voter will come back and see what have you done.
Tran also said he thinks the results will not be final for a few days.
I think it's going to drag on for a couple of weeks, unfortunately.
That remains to be seen, but as Tran predicted, Sanchez began to increase her lead towards the end of the night.
Do not despair. Do not give up, because it's going to be a tug of war. And at the end of the day, I am very sure that just cause will prevail and we will win.
This is Denise Chua reporting.
And even closer to home in Garden Grove, residents came out to show their support for Mayor Bill Dalton. Garden Grove residents kept up a healthy dose of enthusiasm at Al's Burger Restaurant on election night. They were there to show their support for Mayor Bill Dalton and what will be his last race because of term limits. Al's owner Tim Ibrahim was glad the mayor chose a small business for his election party.
Most mayors would want to go with a big company with fancy atmosphere. He came and he chose us, a local restaurant, and absolutely it's an honor to have him.
The crowd watched the count from the Orange County Registrar of Voters website and kept an eye on other races from TV monitors. Mayor Dalton says if he wins, He wants to expand the International West area without taking a dime from taxpayers.
We've looked ahead and projected what it would take to get us back on a financial track so we don't have to raise taxes. And what that means is that we're looking at programs such as additional hotels, a water park hotel, for instance.
He says it's a good idea to push for those programs now rather than later.
What we're doing is we're going ahead planning with these things and doing the preliminary work now. So in 2 to 3 years, when the economy has turned around, we're right there in the driver's seat.
As of 2 a.m. Wednesday morning, with all precincts reporting, Mayor Dalton won by a landslide, 74.1% of the vote. City Council members Bruce Broadwater and Dina Nguyen were also reelected by wide margins.